Hey everyone, it's Nikki here. Got a little bonus episode for everybody in celebration of Galentine's Day. We had our favorite creators send us in their own words what they do and how to find them. So let's take a listen and help support some of the beautiful women in our scene and buy some cool stuff for your gal pals. Happy Galentine's Day from the Femme Flock.
Hi there, my name is Jacqueline and I am the individual behind Turned Clouds Watercolor, and I am based just outside of Madison, Wisconsin. I have been a lover of jam band music since my childhood. Thank you, older siblings. But I've actually only been creating in this space for a few short weeks. Yeah, I am brand spanking new. I started with a few Instagram posts a couple weeks ago, and it has already started to take a life of its own, and I'm just here enjoying the ride. With Turned Clouds Watercolor, my tagline is where music meets art, and I create unique watercolor pieces and combine them with hand-stamped song lyrics. Most of my watercolors are very much nature themed. You'll see a lot of mountains, forests, sunsets, trees, whimsical shapes, and then I take that and hand stamp lyrics that inspire me. I think that my work is unique in that each piece is original, made with love. I'm not making prints or selling copies at this time. Each one is handmade, and the lyrics are hand-stamped, so there might be some imperfections or artifacts left behind, but honestly, I love how that looks. I think it adds character. I am very much inspired by the music in the jam band scene, especially the emphasis on improvisation and exploration. It truly reminds me a bit of watercolor as a medium, because sometimes once you get started, the water and the pigment take a life of their own. You just gotta roll with it. Ultimately, though, it's the lyrics that resonate with me, and I think a lot of people. I think that the lyrics that are filled with symbolism especially provide an endless source of inspiration for my watercolor. For Galentine's Day, I'd say that nothing says a sweet gift like something personalized. As I'm just getting started, you'll notice that my shop is a little low. However, my DMs and my website are always open if you have a lyric or a phrase that deserves to be its own piece. I think that has been my favorite part of the journey so far. It's finding lyrics that resonate with others. I know I have my own favorite lyrics, but I love hearing what other people find powerful or beautiful. On my website, I did just add $5 mystery minis, and those are 2.5 by 3 inch little mini watercolor paintings. You can add it to your cart, and I will pick one out and surprise you. I think that they are so endearing. Stick one on your fridge, use it as a bookmark, tuck it in a picture frame. I love them so much. I'm so excited to share them. So if you are curious about my work, you can find me on Instagram. My handle is @TurnedCloudsWatercolor, and then linked there in my bio is also a link to my website, which is turnedcloudswatercolor.bigcartel.com. And I have a contact form on my website for custom requests and inquiries, but you can always slide into my Instagram DMs if that's easiest. And before I go, I would love to give a shout out to, honestly, everyone. Is that possible? Being a newer artist to the scene, I have been blown away by the kindness and the support from other artists and other vendors. From sharing tips and tricks and resources, it truly is a supportive and a welcoming community. I am so excited to be a part of it. And then finally, as I've mentioned several times, I am just getting started, so you'll notice that most of my posts and my active listings are using lyrics from the band Goose. But please don't let that stop you from reaching out if you're not a fan of Goose for whatever reason. That's just as far as I've gotten. I am truly a huge fan of Grateful Dead, Fish, Billy Strings, so many more. So if there's something that inspires you, please reach out. Let's connect. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nora Brody, and my brand is called Worldwide Mycelium Network. I'm based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I've been into arts and crafts for as long as I can remember, and it seems like throughout my whole life I've always been exploring different mediums for creation. About 12 years ago, I was really into jewelry and would make wire wrap jewelry and vend it at festivals and shows.
Nothing really attached to a specific band, but I was kind of immersed in that scene starting a while back. After a few years, I moved away from that and started going down a graphic design path in my professional life. At this point, I wasn't really immersed in the jam band community or live music community, but after learning about Goose, I was brought right back to the scene in a new way. My craftiness and familiarity with digital art tools both played a role in bringing me to this current creative project. And of course, I'm very inspired by the music of Goose too. So what I make now is screen printed clothing, often featuring a Goose character I created after my first shows back in 2021. I went into those shows not really knowing Goose too well, knowing what to expect. I came home extremely inspired to create this artwork and continue on the path of where this band was headed. So I started by designing this Goose digitally. I made some stickers and phone wallpapers to get him out there in the world, but I always knew that my end goal was to put him on a shirt. So eventually I taught myself how to screen print, and I built a press pretty much strictly to build the first edition of this Goose. I have a little simple screen printing press with one screen in my house. I've started kind of exploring some other mediums, paper prints, a little bit of jewelry, and I've also been able to share some herbal tea blends that I grew and harvested and made little packages for. I'll sometimes add that stuff to my vending setup. There's a couple things that make my work unique. I print pretty much exclusively on secondhand garments, and it's very important to me to not contribute to fast fashion to make this project happen. I love taking a discarded thing and giving it a new life. And because I thrift a lot of my blanks, I end up printing on tons of different stuff. So most of my pieces are one of a kind or made in really small batches. I enjoy this because everyone kind of likes something different, and it's so fun when someone finds the perfect shirt that they love. I always really try to make something for everyone, but I'm really keeping women in mind when I choose what to print on, the styles of shirts I like to use. I think a lot of band merch is awesome, but doesn't always consider the styles that girls want to wear. So I'm always kind of striving to make pieces that people would want to put on in their day-to-day life. And I kind of started doing this project to spread joy, connect with people at shows, and it's been really amazing to put this Goose out in the world and see what kind of magic he creates. I've gotten to use my creativity to connect with fellow fans, which has been so cool. I've also become pretty involved in the growing fan artist community that surrounds Goose, and I've built some really amazing supportive friendships, especially with other women all over the country. And nothing makes me happier than looking around at a show and spotting shirts and patches and other art that was made by people I love. It makes me feel like I get to dance and celebrate with all of my friends, even the ones that aren't in attendance. It's been really inspiring to witness and participate in all the creativity that's sprung up from this band. So for Galentine's Day, I'm hoping to do an online Valentine's Day It Burns Within t-shirt drop featuring some art I contributed to a Goose Chicks mini zine. You can follow me on Instagram for more updates on that. My handle is Nora Bro Design. That's NORABRO Design. You can find links to my Etsy shop and some phone wallpapers and other fun stuff there. I just want to say that I'm so proud of the Goose community for continuing to show up, contribute their creativity, and always be so kind to one another. I love you all, and I can't wait to see you at the next show.
Hey everyone, I'm Lori Griggs of Drifter Merch. We're based in Charleston, South Carolina, and we're all about music-inspired apparel and accessories, catching the energy of all the jam bands such as Widespread Panic, Fish, Goose, Grateful Dead, Allman Brothers. We do a lot of mainstream as well, from Warren Zevon, Willie Nelson, Tom Petty, and more. I've been a part of the jam band community for years. We travel to shows. We love meeting incredible people and soaking up the whole energy of the live music. This passion for music and adventure kind of led me and my late husband to start Drifter Merch. how it all started is one day I was cleaning out his drawers because they wouldn't close because he had so many t-shirts in there. And as I started pulling them out, I'm like, this is a cool design. That's a cool design. And he's like, my buddy's a printer. And so I make shirts for the shows for my friends. He never sold them or anything. And me having a marketing background, as I've owned a marketing company for over 20 years, I was like, wow, you should print these and sell them and start a website. So about 6 or 8 months later, that's exactly what we did. We started with 3 designs and now have over 60 in our repertoire. And then since then, we've also added custom screen printing and embroidery for bands, businesses, schools, festivals. So if you're looking to have something professionally created for promotional purposes, or you want to sell on your band's favorite tour, look to us. We can help you out. We have a big background of different vendors who help us in screen printing, sublimation, direct to garment, direct to film, as well as embroidery. We do patches, we do flags. We can help you do anything you want to turn your creation into reality. So since it's Valentine's Day, we'd love to help you out with that too. Whether you're shopping for your best friend who is your partner for Galentine's Day, we got cool tank tops in a variety of styles, as well as unisex for the men, and we even had kids tees. Make your kids look totally cool. We kind of are one-of-a-kind inspired designs. They either have subtle lyric reference or it's just a nostalgic tour style tee, but it all is an artful tribute to the spirit of the jam. Every design tells a story, and our pieces are meant to be worn either on the road, at shows, at the beach, at your favorite festival. Shoot, you can wear them to school, work, whatever you want to do. That's all we're about. We're more than just apparel company. We're part of the community. We love to be in the lot during shakedown and see all the cool people out there. We do a lot of vendor markets. In fact, I put on several of them. I've done everything from Goose and Billy Strings, but mostly we do panic markets called Moontown markets. And those are fun to go hang out. We usually have it at a brewery with live music and a bunch of different vendors. And so that's why we want to kind of spotlight some of the other people that we work with. There's tons of them. I can't narrow it down too many, but first of all, I want to point out Honey Creek Pottery. Ashley does phenomenal work with handcrafted ceramics. It kind of blends her artistry with functionality, and they're perfect for any music lover as she does designs based on her jam band background. Then there's Reba's Dancing Dyes. They offer one-of-a-kind, vibrant tie-dyes that really bring color to any kind of outfit. Another favorite is Shamelessly Alive. She does music-inspired jean jackets that are super cool that she paints different designs and lyrics on the back. And also, we love Designs by Charlotte. Jimmy and Sasha are always out in the lot, and they've got the kids in onesies tie-dyed, also screen printed, that make them super cool. So whatever you're doing, wherever you're chasing your music, be sure and check out us and fellow vendors. You can find us at festivals, shakedowns, and at any kind of event, but mostly we're online. So check us out at driftermerch.com. That's driftermerch.com, or you can search Amazon for Drifter Merch, and we have even more designs and styles available there. Thanks for your time.
Hi, so I am Kelsey with Jively Designs. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio. I fell in love with Goose's music in 2020 during the height of COVID, and my passion for their music grew. I was actually getting my real estate license in 2022, and I was messing around with Canva, and I naturally went straight for making Goose designs. I didn't love using other people's art, so I got very motivated, and I taught myself how to use the software I needed to create stuff, and it became this huge passion that I didn't expect. I quickly fell in love with not only making the designs, but just being able to like manifest the creative energy I get at shows into like a physical form, and then also being able to share that with a community that shares that same sentiment about Goose's music. That's probably what keeps me creating the most. So I love connecting with the community, and I am hoping that shows in my work. When I was deciding on a name for my new adventure, I was kind of just trying to think of something that really resonated with me. And I kept going back to Jive Lee because Lee is my daughter's middle name. She's Leigh, and I knew kind of right then and there that was going to be my decision. So my daughter Maggie is named after my dear sweet friend Maddie Lee that passed away in 2011 after losing her battle with mental health issues. So once I kind of made that connection, it felt like Jive Lee was going to have a bit of a meaning behind it. And it kind of became my mission to like mainly spread kindness and fostering a connection in our community, making, just checking on people, making sure that people don't feel alone. And even raising awareness around suicide and mental health. I would like to do more volunteering and work in that coming up, I guess, this year and in the future. Because deep down, it feels like that's kind of where Jive Lee is meant to be. I have a passion for raising awareness about mental health and all that, being somebody that has struggled with it for a lot of my life. But yeah, so Goose's music kind of led me to this art journey that I really didn't know that I needed. I started Jive Lee Designs 2 years ago when I was 34 years old after having 2 kids. My kids, I think, were like 3 and 6 at the time. I had no idea that this entire universe of lovely, weird, creative, passionate energy was inside of me. It's truly like allowed me to step into my authentic self. I didn't really identify as an artist or anything before this. I didn't have any art outlet. And once I found this, it kind of just really felt like I stepped into my genuine self and who I was meant to be. So that really, really keeps me going. And obviously the connections I've also made as well. So a little bit about my style here. So you're going to find a little bit of everything in the Jive Lee shop. You'll find kind of like a rotating variation of Goose themed prints, stickers, jewelry, keychains. I am a little bit of a sponge right now, and I'm just kind of learning as many new skills as I can. So I have been kind of getting better with jewelry making and accessories, and I'm constantly scouring the internet for new products and ways I can put my own like creative spin on it. I also really love digital art and illustration, so that's where my little love for making stickers comes in. So I definitely try to be very intentional, and I think it shows in my work. So I just want to end on the note of the community here. So we have a little project called the Goose Gals Pen Pals. And with this being a Galentine's episode, I really would love it if all the Galentines could go check this out. The Goose Gals Pen Pals is a wonderful project that a good friend of mine, an unbelievably talented artist, Caroline from Rising Tide Art, came up with. It's an adorable project that is has themed illustrations drawn by Caroline, Margot with Fox and the Cobra, Nora with Worldwide Mycelium Network, and Kaylee and myself. Kaylee is kalestuff.artstuff, but it is designed to connect other goose chicks. So it's kind of like a goose chick pen pal. So yeah, check it out. And I just wanted to say thank you for the support for not only me, but the other artists in this community, because I know so many of us are working full-time jobs or parenting or whatever it is. This is a side gig for a lot of people and a passion project So we really appreciate the support in the community in whatever way that looks like. So thank you so much. And thank you to the Femme Flock for having all of these lovely Galentines artists on. And I look forward to meeting you all out there. Have a good one. Thanks.
Hi, Femme Flock. This is Caroline Herbster. I am the artist and owner behind Rising Tide Art Studio. I am currently based in Atlanta, Georgia. I grew up in Florida and maybe on the road someday. So for now, I'm mostly in the Southeast, but I love to travel for music and love the opportunity to do so. I got started creating in the jam scene really just organically. My parents are deadheads. I was born to Uncle John's band, so I really had no choice but to grow up with the music, and eventually, embraced this scene as something of my own and came to love a lot of bands on my own that I didn't grow up with, and have always been inspired by music, influenced by lyrics, just found a lot of inspiration and relief through the music, and it has really moved through me into art. And coming out of the pandemic was really when I started opening up my gifts of creating live art. I grew up going to festivals and seeing live artists, in particular seeing Scramble Campbell, who is the artist in Red Rocks now, and he had a really big impact on me as a child, and I didn't really think that it was anything I would do, but I guess I knew at a young age that I would, and I really came back to it in my own discovering of myself. So yeah, really got into creating in the jam scene by showing up to concerts and starting to make art, and then being seen and allowing myself to be seen, and turning my business into something that's really focused around those creations and my love of music. And it's blossomed into something far greater and bigger, and turned into merch opportunities and poster design and, lot stuff. And yeah, it's been really fun. So mostly, as I said, I create live art. I do a lot of art prints, although in the last year or so, I've really realized that people like functional art. So I also take my live art and turn it into merchandise, in particular things like mugs, tote bags, sometimes t-shirts. It really depends on orders and quantity and that kind of stuff. But the art that I create is really unique in that I'm like dancing into my art at shows and really having these very spiritual and energetic experiences of channeling the music and the energy of creation into the work. So my originals really, really hold the energy of each concert in them. And my originals are often available, almost always available. I say often because I have many that may still be available, so reach out if you're interested. And the prints that I do, I think really hold those memories too, because as a channel at shows, I am not only a vessel for the energy of the music and the musicians, but I'm also a vessel for the energy of everyone in the audience. And so if you are present at the show, I really believe that your energy is being channeled through me and embedded into the artwork. And I believe that when you look at my art, you may feel your own memories in it. And that's because they're literally energetically there. So it started as something for myself and blossomed into something that I get to share with the jam community. And it's just so inspirational and powerful. And it lights me up every time someone tells me the impact that my art has on their memories and the ability to, cherish those moments from their shows. So I've got all kinds of stuff, merchandise and art prints, many that are limited edition, some that are open edition. And I'm almost always willing to print my art on something new. So if you really want to see my work on something special to you, or you want me to create something, I am often stirred by other people's desires and inspirations. So please feel free to reach out. You can DM me or shoot me an email. risingtideartstudio.com or Caroline at risingtideartstudio.com is my email. And I would love to bring something to life for you. I also do commissions, so super open to anything like that. And I think I've got several items that would make great Galentine's Day gifts. But in particular, right now, I am trying to unload my leftover inventory from the end of 2024. I did a run of screen printed t-shirts and crop tops, tank tops, long sleeves, and a couple crew necks that are still left for the Florida Goose tour. And I did this really cute line art drawing for the lyric Salt, and the back is a little map of Florida with the tour locations. And then there's also another version that has St. Augustine Lighthouse with a little pinup girl, very sketchy line art. And I'm really trying to unload all of that inventory so that we can make room for more products this year, because we've got a big 2025. So everything right now is on sale, 25% off, and you can use code EMG25 to get an extra 25% off. So if you would like to buy a t-shirt or some art prints that are up there for you or a gal pal, would love to do that for you. And I will say also today that I'm recording this on February 10th. This is the anniversary of A Ray Below at the Cap, and we have some really cool live art prints available of that. I did my first live art collab on the floor with Kaylee Plutnick, who's also a live artist in the scene, and we passed this watercolor book back and forth and did some really nice portraits of Jeff, Rick, and Peter, and we have just a few of those watercolor prints left. So if you'd like one, that's another great option up in my shop. You can still use that code for 25% off if you'd like, hint, hint. And you can find us online at risingtideartstudio.com, at Rising Tide Art Studio on Instagram and Facebook. Or you can email me, as I said, Caroline at risingtideartstudio.com. And I just want to say thank you to the Femme Flock for giving us the opportunity to share what we do, for uplifting the women in our community, and just being such a wonderful, present, and safe space for us to connect and share our love for the music, the energy, life. It is so beautiful, and I love being part of this part of our world. So thank you. Love you guys. Happy Galentine's Day. And I'll put one more shout out there. Please go check out Goose Gal Pen Pals. This was a little idea that I had a couple years ago that has blossomed into something so much bigger than I ever imagined. It is a collaboration between me, Jively Designs, Kelsey, Fox and the Cobra, Margot, and Nora Brody and Kaylee Plutnick. So the five of us have been working on these little zines, connecting women through creativity. Our volume 2 zine is out for winter tour. You can, if you're in Grand Rapids, you can get it there in person at the Flowdown. And if you are on couch tour or just listening at home, you can download the Volume 2 zine for free, print it out, cut it in the middle, and color it to have your own little Valentine's Day zine that is based on some lovely Goose songs. Thank you all. We love you so much. We wish you a very happy Galentine's Day, a very happy Valentine's Day, and may you harvest a love so free. Love you. Bye.
Hi, magical beings. I am Caroline, often referred to as Cairo, the Naughty Goddess, the mastermind behind Golden Goddess Expressions, a mobile holistic salon based out of Nashville, Tennessee, that has taken what you think of a salon and flipped it on its head. I started going to festivals in 2013 and realized then I wanted to connect to the world of music for the rest of my life. The community of incredibly different people all coming together to enjoy the same thing, music. While I was in cosmetology school, a woman came in and spoke to us about stylists setting up shampoo bowls at Bonnaroo and doing people's hair. I was like, what the fuck? This is real. That was back in 2014. And over the years, I've continued going to shows and doing my own thing, building up my career as a hairstylist. But back in 2022, after we all survived COVID, my best friend and I decided we were finally ready to make it onto the lot as vendors. We set up at our first show, which was Widespread Panic in Columbia, South Carolina on February 19th. 2022. She sold her beautiful herbs and herbal teas and did some tarot readings, and I set up what was called the Goddess Corner, where I offered hair tinsel, hair wraps, scalp massages, and had all of my creations for sale. Paintings, clothing, jewelry, hair adornments. That year I set up with String Cheese Instant in Wilmington and at Widespread Panic in Huntsville at the Orion. I loved every single moment of vending and connecting with the people, seeing so much happiness, but I really truly felt something was missing. I really wanted to connect deeper with women specifically on the lot. I desired seeing more sparkle, more dazzle, and reminding myself and other women that sparkles were what brought us together, not tore us apart. So in 2023, I opened my own salon in Nashville, Tennessee, where I could have the ability to make vending at shows way more of my life. In 2024, I was blessed to do so many events. It started with Billy Strings here in Nashville, and I was blown out of the water with how much support I received that day. Oh my God. It was truly, for it to be February, it was so cold, and I did so well, and I met so many people, and it has sparked just an amazing past year of vending. I connected with women throughout the entire year that come and see me at every show now, and it almost makes me cry, to be honest, when I see all of your beautiful faces. And so 2024, I started doing a whole lot of shows. At one point, I think 1 week, I did 6 shows here in Nashville. It was wild. But it just brings me so much joy to see and connect with all of these beautiful women and men. I love when the men will let me do their tinsel and let me do their glitter in their beard. It's just immaculate. It drives me wild. I love it so much. So the art side of Golden Goddess Expressions is generally all upcycled clothing. I do sell paintings every now and again, but generally speaking, I upcycle clothing, and it's all unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. That is something I strive to create, is unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. I do have my clothing up on Etsy at Golden Goddess Upcycle, and if you see something there that you're like, oh, I love that, but it's not in my size, or if you see stuff that inspires you, but it's just not what you're looking for, and you have something at home that you would love to have upcycled, I do custom work, and you can email me at cairo@goldengoddessexpressions.com, and we can start that conversation of creating your custom upcycled items. Yeah, so give me a follow in the Instagram world at Golden Goddess Expressions, and my website. You can drop your email for monthly newsletters at goldengoddessexpressions.com. And because this is February and we're celebrating Galentines, I would love to offer a $20 hair adornment gift card that you can use whenever you see me. The way you get that gift card is if you donate $50 or more to your local women and children's center, and you just send the receipt of your donation over to cairo@goldengoddessexpressions.com, and I will send you your $20 voucher, and you can use that again anytime you see me. So if you live in Nashville or you fly down here and you want to get your hair done, you can use that $20 towards that. If you want to put that $20 towards an article of clothing, you're more than welcome to do that as well. or if you want to save it for the next time you see me at Goose, or the next time you see me at Panic or Billy or Cheese, you can use it there. So yeah, I hope everyone has just an amazing day. Thank you so much, Jess and Nikki, for holding space for us all to connect. Thank you for creating space for minority groups and women specifically to feel safe here in the Jam community. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely February.